Just on the injury front and COVID front right now, who won't practice today? And are you getting any guys off the COVID list before practice?
We're getting all the guys off the list except for Calvin Anderson, I believe.
Okay.
No practice today would be Reisner, Kareem Jackson, Surtain, and Teddy, obviously. And then Nate Hairston won't practice today because he's sick. And then the rest of them are limited.
Mm-hmm. And then just follow up for me going into this last game. As you look back at this offense, you got involved a little bit after the Cleveland game. Do you wish you, in retrospect, would have maybe got more involved earlier to see if you could spark it with some of your ideas to help Pat?
Well, I've been involved from the start. Obviously every week I take a look at it, give my opinion. Sometimes it's more detailed than in depth than others, but I'm involved with it.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Vic, with Brandon and Sam Martin going on the COVID list, what sort of contingency plans are in place in case one or both don't come off by Saturday?
Yeah, George and his guys are taking care of that, and we feel like we'll have a good plan just in case that happens. I don't have the exact names or details for you.
Brandon?
Hey, sorry about that. Vic, I guess to that end, if you don't have your regular kicker for, it's not Brandon, are you maybe more inclined to go for two a little more or go for it on fourth down just to, I guess, kind of work on things and build on stuff?
Yeah, that always opens up that possibility. It all depends on who we bring in as a kicker if we're able to. Sam has some place kicking abilities. He's a good kickoff guy, not so much on the PAT field goals, but he would be a possibility also. But yeah, your point is well taken and could be a possibility.
We'll go Mark Kisla, then Jeff Flagwald.
Hey, Coach. Hey, we established last week that you absolutely believe you should be back next year as coach. What's the most compelling reasons why you should be back?
Well, Mark, that's a pretty all-encompassing question there that may take some time to answer, but I do believe this team has made progress. We got it to 6-5. We lost 3 tough games against teams that are going to make the playoffs. Play here and there, better call here and there, and maybe we get over the hump there, and we're still in the hunt now. And then last week, we got to be able to go play with what we got, but we did have a depleted roster last week. So, I'm not one to campaign publicly, but I was asked that question, so I gave that answer recently that you alluded to. But I'd really rather have those discussions with George and Joe.
Thank you.
Jeff? Jeff, you're muted.
All right. Old man on Zoom. Look out. Here I come. Vic, I'm just with Surtain's injury, Jackson, do you expect either of those guys to play Sunday? And then what prospect do you have in your secondary trying to handle Mahomes and the Chiefs?
Yeah, they're highly questionable, both of them. We do have we'll have Ojemudia available. We'll have Fuller available, Callahan available, Hairston available. We have our safeties. We'll have enough to go out there and compete and play against these guys.
Will it force you to make any adjustments if Surtain doesn't play? You've asked him to do a little more and more as you've gone on here.
Well, maybe a little bit in the way you call the game, but not major adjustments schematic wise. No.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
We'll
Thank you.
We'll go Mike Kliss, then Troy. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Coach. Do you have talks, meetings set up with George or Joe this week?
No, not at this time.
That was it. Thank you.
Troy Rank, Troy, you are also muted.
Coach, have you been given any assurance beyond this season? And I only asked that because you mentioned George in our last Zoom about how George can help fix this. Have you talked to him at all about next season?
Well, we have a lot of conversations on a daily basis, multiple ones. And, sometimes those discussions naturally morph in the next season. But as far as a detailed discussion where that's the main topic, no, we haven't.
Thank you.
We'll do our last two with Arnie Stapleton, then Kyle Newman.
Hey, Vic, beyond the just the competitive nature of football, what do you think it would mean to beat the Chiefs this weekend and end this long skid so that it doesn't carry over into the next season?
Well, it's always great to win a game, no matter who you're playing. Obviously, a divisional opponent puts a little bit more meaning to it. And it's a team that the franchise hadn't beaten in a while. So all of that would add a little extra to it for sure.
Thanks.
Kyle, go ahead and finish us off.
Hey, Vic, Tyreek Hill had 2 catches for 22 yards last time you guys played the Chiefs. What did you guys do well against him, and how do you bottle him up once again?
Well, it's always a major chore to do that. We give him some attention, but we can't give him attention every play. The guys that had to cover him or were in their part of the field in zones did a good job. And overall, it was just a team effort. But you can't give him special attention each and every play. But obviously, he's a guy you need to know where he's at all times.
And then do you look at that last defensive performance in Kansas City, and are you taking a lot away from that? Or are you anticipating having to kind of come up with a whole new game plan to contain Mahomes and Co this time around?
No, obviously we look at it. It's the last time we played them here, and it was fairly recent. So obviously it's part of our study, getting ready for this game. And, you can't recreate the wheel every time you play somebody a second time. Do you do some things, tweak here and there different a little bit? Yeah. But, you've got your system, your defense, and you've got to go out and operate it.
Thank you so much for your time, Coach.
All right. Thank you, everybody.